Hey guys, so today I'm going to take a look at these German surplus rounds, and these were actually sent to me by Ryan, so thanks Ryan, shout out to him. If it wasn't for him I wouldn't be able to make this video right now. And I actually don't know much about these rounds at all, except that they're German surplus. And if we take a look at the head stamp, it says 1626, then it has an S with a star, and then P249. So if anybody has any more information on these rounds, like what type they are, please let me know. Because as of right now, all I know is that it's German surplus ammunition. I'm assuming the 36 means they're from 1936. But anyways, let's start out by measuring the overall lengths of the cartridges. So our first one is coming in at 3.160 inches. And our second one, 3.161. Number 3, also 3.161, 3.160 for number 4, 3.162. Okay, so number 6 is a bit shorter than the other ones. Number 7, 8, 9, and number 10 is the shortest of all. Okay, so that was the overall lengths of the cartridges. And in case anyone was wondering, the casing is not magnetic, but the projectile does stick to a magnet. So I'm assuming they either have a steel core or the jacket has steel in it. Maybe it's a steel alloy or something. And here's a close-up look at the cartridge before we move on. One last look at the head stamp. So now we're going to pull a couple of these apart and weigh the projectile and powder. Okay, we got our first one pulled apart. Let's go ahead and weigh the powder charge. And our first charge is coming in at 43.5 grains. And here's a look at the powder. I've actually never seen a powder like this before in my life. But this is the first time I've pulled apart a surplus round. All the granules look like little squares. I've never seen square-shaped powder before. So I have no idea what kind of powder it is. It's obviously really old. But anyways, we got about 43.5 grains of this square-shaped powder. And now here's a look at the projectile. Looks pretty long, so I'm going to assume it's a pretty heavy round. And I don't think I can get the camera to focus, but it looks to me like a lead core, or at least there's lead in the base of the core there. But anyways, let's see how heavy it is. This first projectile is coming in at 198.5 grains. So based on the heavy weight of this projectile, I'm going to go ahead and assume it's a lead core. And now I've got a second cartridge pulled apart. Once again, we'll start out with the powder. And this one's charge is weighing in at 43.7 grains. And obviously we have the same type of square-shaped powder. And here's the second projectile. And that one's weighing in at 197 even. So our first one was 1.5 grains heavier. So now let's measure the length of the brass and projectiles. The brass from the second cartridge we pulled is coming in at 2.237 and a half. And the first cartridge's brass, 2.236. Now our first projectile, 1.384 and a half. And our second projectile, 1.374. So the first one was a bit longer, and it was heavier too by 1.5 grains. So then what about the width of the projectiles? It's measuring in at 0.323 and a half. And the second one also 0.323 and a half. So I think these are actually the biggest diameter 8mm I've seen. I think they're usually 0.322 and a half, or maybe 0.323. So these ones are just slightly a larger diameter than usual. So now I can only think of one other thing to do, which is weigh the overall weight of a cartridge. 405.1, 406.3, and 406.6. So it looks like we got about 406 grains for the overall weight of a cartridge. So that's all for this video. Looks like we had a pretty heavy bullet, about 198 grains, propelled by about 43.5 grains of some square-shaped powder. And like I said, if any of you have any more information on these rounds, please let me know. And once again, thanks to Ryan for sending me these. And as always, thanks for watching.